We're live from the Spero clinic on this icy day. I mean, no one can tell that it's icy outside. You look amazing.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
It's your platform.
Oh, gosh. Scary. Everybody bear with me. First of all, let me say I'm a fan of the sound of my own voice, and I've always wanted an excuse to give a speech. I mean, personally, I've always envisioned it after winning an Oscar, getting married, or I don't know, the key to a city or something. But up until now, I also thought there would never be a moment where I would get to stand in front of a bunch of people and tell them I am pain-free. And considering the fact that I now see myself living longer than the age of 25, there's actually a possibility that this isn't the only chance I have to give a speech. Anyways, now that you all understand how crucial this moment is for me, let's get into it. My CRPS story started on May 22nd, 2017. 5 years, 8 months, and 10 days ago. The funny thing is, I actually had to put an effort to find that date because I've sort of been avoiding it the entire time it's existed. I mean, after such a long time, after 3 years with every day that came, and my pain didn't go away, it only made me hate the world that included May 22nd, 2017. For 5 years and some change, I had never heard the term CRPS. I would walk away from every doctor's visit with some kind of brace on, a diagnosis of clumsiness and weird growing, and a treatment plan of steroid shots and time. Every doctor told me I needed a metal wrist. Some had fun suggestions like cadaver tissue. All said no when I asked if they would just cut it off, and all assumed that I was joking. But from the age of 14, all I've known is this horrible world full of never-ending pain, that people older than me, smarter than me, the very people who have devoted their lives to fixing people, looked at me in the eyes and told me I was unfixable. That world is very hard to come to terms with when you're also trying to grow up for the first time ever. The first week of senior year, I had a surgery to hopefully fix the mystery pain I was having. My doctor said that he had never seen a wrist like mine and therefore he couldn't guarantee any outcome. But after going through every single day of high school and excruciating pain, I was willing to try anything. I had the surgery and started to get better, but I ended up hurting my knee in a basketball game and having to use crutches, which only brought back my pain tenfold. Why was this happening? Had they not cut out the very piece of me that was betraying me? I felt hopeless. My mental health continuously declined over my senior year, resulting in me attempting to end my life and being sent to a mental hospital. There, I had a reality check. Whether it's physical pain, emotional distress, or a nice little cocktail of both, we are all challenged with a reason to give up and throw in the towel. We are all hurting. Just because no one around me was able to understand the pain that I was going through doesn't mean I was alone in it. I made it to my high school graduation, stayed close to home in my doctor's for a year, and we ended up hearing about a fancy wrist surgeon in St. Louis that would hopefully have some new ideas for me. I went on a trip to go see him, but was unfortunately met with the same puzzled expression, given another steroid shot, and told to continue wearing my brace. I was absolutely crushed. I felt trapped. I had worked so hard to fix my mental health and become the best version of May that I could be, but no matter how hard I tried, I was always going to be in pain. I came home and told my mom I didn't want to keep looking for help because after 5 years, it was starting to become clear that no one would be able to give it. I accepted the fact that I was going to be in pain for the rest of my life, and I also gave myself a life expectancy of 7 more years. I knew that there was no way I was going to be able to handle living in this world of pain for much longer, but I told myself that if I made it to 25, I would at least be able to say that I tried. A month later, my mom found the Spero clinic. She woke me up so excited one morning saying she found this amazing place with stories of people describing pain that sounded like mine. I immediately screamed bloody murder at her and told her I didn't want to hear anything about it. She said, "Okay, but I'm going to email it to you." And curiosity got the best of me. I went on the website already ready to be disappointed, but instead felt more seen and understood than I had ever been before. There were other unfixables just like me getting fixed. Only downside, I would have to move to Arkansas. Just kidding, this place is awesome. Now for some appreciation shout-outs. First of all, a huge thank you to everyone who supported my healing journey through donation and prayer. I wouldn't be here today ringing the bell without you guys. When Anna called my mom and told her a spot opened up for the taking in 2 weeks, and if I could get here, it was mine, I would have had to turn it down, but my grandmother stepped up and helped me get the healing I needed. In October of last year, within the same week of my original start date, my grandmother lost her battle with cancer and went to join our Heavenly Father. In the last conversation that I had with her, all she wanted to talk about was how my treatment was going and how my pain was. I was able to tell her that I was having pain drops and felt better than I had ever had in my life. 2 hours later, she passed away. Thank you, little Em, for loving me and being invested in my healing up until your last breath. Thank you, Dr. K, for creating a safe haven for those of us who have been labeled as lost causes. You have created a place filled with hope and redemption unlike anything I've seen. Thank you to this incredible staff who's here week after week, helping us to achieve our goals to live again. While I can't wait to get out of here, I know I'm going to find myself missing each and every one of you. Life won't be the same without Amanda appearing out of thin air, holding my hand and telling me I've got this, that she sees me and that she's proud of me. Every time I hear Christmas music, from now on, I know I will think of Dr. Lauren and her bicycle seat elephant tennis racket spot on the ceiling. Dr. B, it's unfortunate that we never got to go 1v1 in some street ball, but I still feel confident I definitely would have dunked on you. Colleen, I strive to one day slay my eye makeup as flawlessly as you do. Shane and Eric, I'm so grateful for you guys and the way you eased my anxiety about being here and helped me know that I was finally in the right place. Heather, thank you for being a safe place to rant about my problems and dream about my future. I now think of you every single time I see a strawberry. Dr. T, thank you for being my Spero soulmate. Jenna, from my one-day visit to my 5-month stay, none of it would have been the same without your infectiously positive spirit and inspiring strength. Joy, you're so freaking cool. I'm honored to have been rubbed with light bulbs while listening to your incredible stories. Katie and Jen, thank you for being the best and most iconic Meemaw and Pawpaw duo. Tyler, your beam of sunshine personality perfectly matches your neon shoes, which I just think is awesome. Paige, Paxton, and Quincy, thank you for being the best welcoming committee ever. I can't help but smile every morning when I walk in and see all of you guys. Travis, you have a gorgeous set of locks, my man. Thank you to the best mix of NMR therapists I've had the opportunity to work with. Misa, thank you for being one of the first people to teach me that my pain didn't define me and making me feel strong and capable. Casey, the way that you exude immense strength and divine femininity is so incredible. Katie, thank you for introducing me to the Queen Burrito, never failing to ask if this is my favorite song, teaching me to appreciate the garbage man's wicked parking skills, and based on the way you swerve my tics, you should really look into rec league dodgeball because I see a real future there. On a serious note, thank you for having patience with me and my wall punching, and I wouldn't be at the finish line if it wasn't for you. Now this woman deserves a shout out above all shout outs. About a month into my treatment, I got a call from my sister saying she couldn't handle my cat anymore and that he was driving her crazy. She literally threatened to drive out into the middle of the country and leave him there. I tried relocating him to 2 other houses in Middle Tennessee, but he was an absolute menace to all families involved. Anna, my child moon cat, would be struggling on the streets if it wasn't for you. She talked to one of her good friends here in Arkansas and found a home for him to stay at while I've been here. She's not only a liaison for the people, she looks out for the furry family members too. Finally, thank you to my rock through all of this, my mom. She's not able to be here today because, as many of you know, she broke her leg a few days before Christmas and is currently back in Nashville going through her own recovery. Mom, thank you for fighting for me tirelessly. I can confidently say I would not be pain-free today without all that you've done. Okay, that is all the thank yous I have. I appreciate everyone for bearing with me. One final thing I would like to share is something I journaled on a day I got really close to ending my life. But instead, my friends picked me up and took me to their house, where I sat in a room alone, silently for hours, angry at the world. Ow, achy, weak, not strong enough. Everything hurts. I could get up. It works. My legs work. I could get up. I could go in there. But I'd still be in pain, and I'd be in pain around people. So then why did I come? So that I wouldn't be alone. So that I wouldn't die. I'm here to not die. I'm here because it will keep me alive. But this isn't living. This is sitting and crying and hurting and listening to the living. But I'm just sitting here. I can't move. I could move, but what's the point? I'll still be in pain. But in here I don't have to do anything. I don't have to smile, because even smiling hurts. I don't have to stand, I don't have to walk, so I'm sitting and crying and hurting and listening to the living. Today, thanks to all of you and the Spero Clinic, I'm smiling. I'm not sitting and crying and hurting. I am living.
Well, if you're going to have a speech, that's the one to make.
I know, I can't follow poetry, and I didn't get to start with me in the beginning, but I do know when I did get her, you saw some pain going on, but you have your own unique hurdle that you have to get through in Amara. You were talking about punching my wall. She gets these tics, right? So even with those days of frustration, you were always ready to jump back in and like take off with it again. You know, it was never I'm done. It was never, can't handle it. It was let me shake it off. You would come out in the hall and pace for a while, and then we would get right back on board. So you've been so much fun to work with, and I'm excited for you to get back out there.
Thank you.
Not even on your first day did you look weak. You've been strong since day one.
Yeah.
Like, to me, you exude strength. Yeah, so proud of me.
And you light up a room, so
Aww,
nobody
thanks,
has a bad time
guys.
around you.
Appreciate it.